Guys, it's me Taddy and I'm here with another video. So as you can tell, I'm in Larry cosplay, so the vampire kid. None of this stuff is canon really, except for the names. That's really it. I'm gonna be doing Who's Most Likely To as Larry or Dog Heart. And for it, I have pieces of paper where I'm just gonna hold up who it is. It's mainly all for like only 7 of them, as I think like the main ones. Like, likely it would be the main 6, but then, like, I found another one called Cat, and, like, I found out the other main one. So, main 7. So, the 6 that are regularly shown hanging out together in, like, the first episode in Ungroundable. And the other one is the one that's in the game. Well, in, like, a deleted thing from Stick of Truth. He's the one with sunglasses. Count Ravencrow is what his name is. All the things I mentioned are mainly made up. It's fiction, like in a way of they're not canon at all. Because personality-wise, they don't really got that much. Only one that really does is Mike. Besides that, these are just me making up my own situations and scenarios for these characters. I don't really know what's on this list. I kind of forgot everything I wrote down because I was trying to just write it down without paying attention. So it is randomized. So yeah, just gonna have fun and don't be so. And these are mainly just headcanons for any of the personality stuff. So ready to get on with the video. So Larry, Stick of Truth. Who's Most Likely To, and I got papers with the names on it. That's not going to be readable because this is going to be flipped. Well, I'm going to say who it is anyway. It's just the paper is here just because, I don't know. Looks cool. Okay, this is just for fun anyway. So I'm going to be doing Who's Most Likely To with the vamp kids. Well, about the vamp kids, they're not here. And like, with how much I'm going to be saying, there's a chance that some of these are way more personal, so they might actually get mad at me for saying stuff. Well, they don't care too much. But, whatever it is, it's just having fun, so, yeah. The first question is, who's most likely to be a sucker for action movies? I would have to guess Vladimir, since he probably has done many things, so just the action part probably looks, because it's usually a lot of fighting, and he fights a good amount. Yeah, that's kind of how this is going to be. Some of these will be way longer to talk about. Some of them are just like that one where it's like not really that important and like not really that much to say about it. Just, yeah. Who's most likely to forget an important event? Well, I'm gonna vaguely cross out some of these people in a way that they have good memories. Either good memories or they're too nice to really forget about it. I think I'm gonna say Count Ravencrow, mainly because he kind of doesn't show up to that many meetings and stuff, and I'm pretty sure it's because he forgets them, so yeah. Who's most likely to be a drama queen? What is meant by drama queen? Because, like, there are people here who overreact a lot. Vladimir. Because he has, his anger issues, again, and Count Ravencrow both got, like, anger issues, but, like, not in the, I don't know. Count Ravencrow is more in a psychopathic way. There's something wrong with him. I'm such a good fun. I feel like Annie is more likely to overreact with certain things. Annie and Katie. Those two. Katie because she's just gonna mention anything she needs to or stuff like that. Because again, good memory. But also would be more likely to, I think, overreact with stuff. And Annie is similar. Who's most likely to eat a cockroach? I feel like the people pleasers here are not going to be as mentioned a lot. Eat a cockroach. This one's kind of like I think I actually used to eat I ate like a bug or something before when I was younger, so it's more likely gonna be me, just because of that. But in general, yeah, I don't think any of us would, but yeah, if it was me, one probably me because of that. Who's most likely to be tired of the partner after a few weeks? That sounds really mean. But okay, I'm gonna cross out Ryan because he's way more of like a lover boy with that stuff, and count Ravencrow because he's, I think, more psychopath, like not psychopath, kind of psychopathic, but more like obsessive with that stuff. I feel like there's different scenarios of how it works, but Vladimir might be one of them just because of how much he like doesn't trust people and stuff, and I don't see him getting a partner anytime soon. No offense to him. If he does, it gotta be someone that we already know, because besides that, he probably won't talk to anyone else, which would cause him to get tired. But I also think Mike, even though he's probably like one of the nicest, I think he would date someone because he'll feel too bad to reject them, and then like not mention anything about it and stuff. He's most likely to have an embarrassing tattoo. I'm gonna say Count Ravencrow. Not because of the fact that he's stupid enough with that, but because if you look at his name, it looks like a gamer tag or like a username is the best way to explain it. And that's his vampire name that everyone knows him by. If he made that type of decision when it comes to something like that, which he's only called by, yeah, I could see him getting an embarrassing tattoo that he regrets and never being able to change it. That is called me being mean to my friend though, so it could be just be that. Go to a museum every time. So just really likes going to a museum. How many of us would be grounded from museums? Okay. Ryan, I think Ryan looks the best with that. I think he would care more about that stuff. Or Mike. Really, any of us would with the vampire stuff, but besides that, I feel like they'll be the ones trying to get the most information with stuff. So that would cause it. Who's most likely to be an alcoholic? Well, I'm going to state now, none of us drink alcohol. Stating that now. Because 16 and 17 is not legal. We don't drink alcohol. That's stating that now. But in the future, who I think would be most likely to be an alcoholic? Okay, this is a difficult one, but I don't think any of us would be because we didn't even drink coffee for the longest time because it's bad for you. So we kind of are too responsible with that, but most likely me, just because I feel like I would be the most careless with that. I know how to be responsible, but like it can happen. Who's most likely to be a divorcee, so basically get divorced? Count, he has really bad love life. If anyone knows what, like, the Stick of Truth, like, deleted thing, like, a deleted quest from Stick of Truth is where he technically tries brainwashing someone to liking him. So I don't think that's gonna work well in a relationship. Just saying. And Annie is more likely to just get married to someone when they actually don't, or like when it doesn't work out well, because she kind of is just very good, like very much of commitment. So I feel like it would be likely to happen, knowing she was like, just knowing the fact that she likes commitment a lot and like would step that far ahead, even if it's a bad she doesn't realize it's a bad relationship, it's likely to happen. Who's most likely to become a wrestler? Okay. He really gets into fights like every day. Imagine getting paid for that. Yeah. Who's most likely to meet their ex? Basically, both are the ones who really random love life, but also will, fall in love easily and be, like, committed. So, if they broke up, they would be the most likely ones to meet them again. Like, meet them up and stuff. Even if we don't agree with it, they would be most likely with them. And I think Annie actually has before, because they're also the most likely ones to end in a healthy way, where there's no, like, hatred involved. Who's likely to spend... Sorry, notifications. Who's most likely to spend a lot on going to restaurants? So spend a lot of money at restaurants. I feel like Ryan's would be the most likely one of us to be a rich kid. So he would be the most likely one to spend a lot of money, just because he has more money. He's just likely to go camping. I mean, I feel like any of us, we all would probably at one point or another, so just everyone, because sounds fun. Especially since we can go like adventure at night. I'm excited about being vampires, you know. Who's most likely to skydive or bungee jump? Okay, so me, Vladimir, and Count Ravenclaw are probably the most chaotic, so we'll be most likely to do something very dangerous. We don't get yelled at that much. What are you talking about? Who's most likely to dye their hair? Who picked out these questions? Because, I am the only one who hasn't dyed my hair. Mike has green at the back of hair that's dyed. Katie has the red and orange, Katie has the gray hair, which is dyed. Ryan has the gray hair, which is dyed. Annie has the red, orange, and yellow hair, which is dyed. Count Ravenclaw has the white part of his hair in the front that's dyed. Vladimir has a fade of purple, which is dyed. And also has dyed it white before. And, I think Vladimir the one who dyed it the most. But all of us, almost all of us has dyed their hair. What kind of question is that? That's just, yeah, next one. Spend all day at the beach making an awesome sandcastle. Okay, so that is Mike. He's kind of just the sweetest, so I would not be surprised if he would just do something like that, just because he can, yeah. Who doesn't need to crack their phone screen? So, Count Ravenclaw and Vladimir. They're going to be chosen a lot because they're probably some of the most chaotic ones, and I'm also there, but, that's not important. Vladimir, most likely from getting into some sort of fight, or they both have anger issues. Very bad anger issues. So their phones are likely to break because of that. I never want to see them play Geometry Dash or any other type of rage game. So, because that, I would feel bad for the phone. Who's most likely to spend the most time on the phone? Now that is Katie. She probably has the most blackmail on anyone, and being on her phone tends to be the reason. And she can definitely, she's the hacker best friend in the world. She can find stuff from people, from their social medias and stuff. So, yeah. Who's most likely to move to a big city? Count Ravenclaw is probably the best with people. That tells me that he would be the most likely just because he's better with the people than we are. Who's most likely to have road rage? So, as I mentioned before, Count Ravenclaw and Vladimir have really bad anger issues. So do I, but we ignore that today. So So, next one. Who's most likely to win a foot race? Who is the fastest out of us? Okay, so we have raced a couple of times before, and I think the red winner was like Mike. It was either Mike or Ryan. Those two. They're pretty fast. Who's most likely to be the most flexible? Well, I'd say I'm pretty flexible, but probably Katie, if I would have guessed. Again, we don't really do competitions that much to tell, but still. Who's most likely to win a drinking contest? So that's over who can drink the most or something. And with that, again, none of us, like, underage. So do not drink underage. None of us do. So don't do it. But who would most likely win one? Like I said, me, I feel like I would be the most careless for it. So, like, there would be a good chance. Definitely something like that. Who's most likely to get hurt doing something stupid? So, chaotic 3. This is me, Count Ravenclaw, and Vladimir again. And Mike would absolutely yell at us for it afterwards. He doesn't get angry that often, but we just know how to. Who's most likely to wake up after 10 a.m.? I would say Annie. I feel like out of all of us, she would be the most likely to regularly sleep in a way where it's, like, makes sense, I think. Who's most likely to get called out of the ball? Again, can't go into balls anyway, but, I'm saying Vladimir because he's short. And I'm kidding, kind of. I feel like he's just would be the most likely one. Definitely not because of his size. We're friends, so I'm allowed to say this stuff. He's probably gonna get mad at me though, so again, hope he doesn't see the video. Who's most likely to immerse themselves completely in their job? Okay. I tend to be very dedicated and stuff. So that would be likely. I also feel like Ryan tends to get focused on things easier than easily, so that could also cause that. Who's most likely to prefer working from home? Okay, who's the one that doesn't like people the most? I'm joking. Ryan, because I feel like it would be less likely something would happen, so he wouldn't need to stand up for himself, which he's not good at doing. Like I stated, I'm probably getting, my friends, if they see this, probably get so mad at me for calling them out. Pay for an experience over a material possession. Okay, so who would rather experience something than own something? I feel like Annie's the most sentimental with that stuff, or Mike. I realize how indecisive I am when it comes to this stuff in this, so yeah. Develop a habit of biting the lips. Okay, probably me because like I bite my nails a lot, so I would not be surprised if me biting my lip would be that normal. Only reason why I will still bite my nails even with them painted. So, yeah, that would be likely something to happen as well. Who's likely to be late for their wedding? So, Count Ravenclaw, like I mentioned, he misses a lot of meetings for whatever reasons, so he's likely to be late. Who's likely to initiate a fight with a monkey? So, like I stated, Vladimir would fight anything and gets into fights easily. I would not be surprised if he ends up fighting an animal. all of us loves animals a lot. Obviously, we like bats is a favorite, but like he would be the most likely. And he would probably try fighting a bear as well. I don't know. Who's most likely to make a half-court shot? Is anyone really? I think Mike would be good with that. Mike or Count Ravenclaw actually. They'll really go with aim. Who's really likely to get Tom Brady's autograph? I know that's someone famous. I don't know from names. I'm not really that good with names. But likely to get something like that. Katie, I feel like, would have the most contacts to be able to get into contact with someone famous, especially when it comes to autographs. So I feel like she looks the best for that. Who's most likely to hog the blankets in the bedroom? I think Mike would do it, but he'll also feel bad for it. But at the same time, he would do it because I think I think he's most likely the one to get cold easily, and also likes cuddling things a lot, so probably would hug a blanket. Who's most likely to feel insecure about themselves? Okay, this is mean, but I like to think that most of us are kind of confident, but Count Ravenclaw kind of is probably the most insecure. I feel bad for saying that because just going off of personality, he kind of is he's very chill a lot of times, but he kind of expects people to ask other people, one of us out rather than him, so I think that's a little bit of insecurity. Nothing against him, and he's awesome, and I don't see why he would be, but still. In other words, basically, he's probably the most likely because he seems to be the most insecure with that. But I feel bad for saying that because it's something where I don't even know if it's true or not. Who's most likely to ask for ice cream for dinner? So, Mike is, again, one of the more childish ones of us. But I could also see Vine doing that. They're just both really sweet. Who's most likely to audition for American Idol? Who has the most confidence out of us? That's a real question. I feel like Katie or Annie would, just because I feel like they would know if they're good at something, so maybe they would try out for that. Either that or we'll tell them to do it because they're good at something. Who's most likely to make dinner? So, I think Mike is the one I would trust the most with it, because he's kind of one of the most mature ones, which isn't really saying a lot, but either him or Annie as well. They're kind of the oldest, so that causes another thing that makes it easier. Who's most likely to cry when seeing Cinderella's castle at Disney World? Okay, I need to grab that. But I would think Ryan. He has a pretty big heart, so I could see it. Next one is who's most likely to run for president? So, I'm just gonna say Mike because he's the leader. Either Mike or Count Ravenclaw because he was a leader at one point, and I feel like he would try to be a leader for more because he really liked being a leader. Who would most likely need coffee before speaking in the morning? Most of us don't drink coffee that much, but I would say Vladimir, because I don't think he sleeps that often, and if he does, he's just regularly that way. So coffee would probably help. Who would likely trade their Halloween candy? I'd say Vine or Mike because they're kind of the nicest. Same thing with Annie. Those two are like the nicest, so I could see it. Who's most likely to be the office prankster? So, Count Ravenclaw is very chaotic in a way where he's more secretive about it as well. Because I don't think Mike knows about what happened when he was in charge when it came to like the golf situation. If anyone knows about that, you do not. I'm joking. But like, we can't tell Mike. I feel like we'll get in trouble. Who's most likely to cheat on their partner? So, I feel like none of us would, just because, yeah. But similar to the thing with getting bored of the partner earlier, I feel like Mike, because he would like not know how to break up with someone. Like he's too nice to actually cheat on someone, but I feel like if one of us were to be like him being in a relationship he doesn't want to be in, because he's just like that. Either that or like Annie, again, they're too nice to actually do that, but I feel like it's more of a situation of if it were to happen, if one of those two were to do it, it would be surprising, very, but at the same time, it can happen. I feel like those two, it'll be in a way where it's a whole situation on why it happened. Annie's way more the one for revenge though, which is why she might work with that. Actually, now that I say it, Katie is the one that's the best with revenge and like does stuff with revenge a lot. So if someone were to cheat on her, she would probably do it back just to be an ass. But the other two, never. Like Katie's definitely the most likely one, just in a way of like revenge. Who's most likely to cut their doll's hair? Like I said, Vladimir has dyed his hair a lot, so I feel like he would be the most one to try to like play around with a Barbie doll's hair. So yeah. Who's likely to check Twitter first thing in the morning? Hey, where's Tweak at? I'm joking. But checking Twitter first thing in the morning. Like I said, Katie's probably the most with social media, so would not be surprising. I've been doing this for too long. My words are not able to do this. I probably been, yeah. Who's most likely to fake being sick so they don't have to show up? I think Count Ravenclaw probably lies to most out of us, so it would not be surprising. Who's most likely to get married first? Like I stated, same thing as the divorcee. Annie's probably one of the most ones of commitment, so she's likely to. And also Ryan, though, because he's very love-struck when he's in love. Almost like puppy dog love. He would hit me if I said that, but like, the point is, he's most likely to, like, he's very much in love when he's in love with someone, if that makes sense. He shows it a lot and thinks about the person a lot, so marriage is very possible. Who's most likely to ask their parents for a new puppy? I feel like I would. Maybe for a pet bat, actually. I probably should. That'd be awesome to have a pet bat. Who's most likely to impersonate a celebrity at the ball? Like, Count Ravenclaw would do it in a more, I feel like, the more lion way. But if they're like, if we're talking about the golf kids or something, if we're talking about like South Park, because since that was a show and all, we are more like, we could play around as one of the people from South Park. I feel like that would be Mike then, because like, not, and almost in a more mocking way, in a nicer way of mocking, if that makes sense. And for the last one is, who's most likely to host the best party? Count Ravenclaw is really good at, like, organizing chaotic stuff, so I think he's the best pick. That's all. Game is done. So, I just want to give the disclaimer at the end here. I'm probably going to be posting less because school is coming up, so when I get into that, I'm going to have to post less because of school and stuff. But besides that, this is Ty signing out. See you next time. Goodbye!